let's start this presentation now. First of all, my name is Bruno Calatayud. I'm part of EFICAD company for 10 years now, and I'm specifically in charge of our US office that we opened last year, EFICAD America, based in Boston, Massachusetts. So today we will start with a first episode on the what's new, and this episode is a part of a full package, a full series of webinar we will do during the stay-at-home period in April. So you will have received some invitation, some link to connect to the different sessions, and so we will perform some webinars every Tuesday and every Thursday during all the week until the end of April. So, like I said, today's part of this presentation is dedicated to our new version because we have done that last year. The new version arrived in March with SWOOD 2020, and so we really wanted to restart for the one that didn't have a chance at this time to see this presentation with this specific topic, and after go with additional presentation on SWOOD. So just to let you know, today we'll go through different enhancements on the two main modules, SWOOD Design and SWOOD CAM, and we'll see also additional tools that we have this year for you around SWOOD, and we'll also have some question and answers session at the end, of course. So let's start with SWOOD design enhancements. And first of all, let's see something about the performance improvements we have done with this new version. We know that performance is a key topic when we discuss about a CAD solution. So this year, to detect the performance and how we are able to improve that, we have prepared a specific performance analyzer, but we also have worked on a better way to manage the big assemblies, the big files, especially when you open it and when you rebuild this type of project with the possibility to detect the different changes that have been done during one session or another session inside SolidWorks. So let's have a look on the video. So in your SWOOD design menu, you know we got the possibility to find a performance analyzer. And this analyzer here, we will show it on the right side, but of course that's something you can have in the background and work in SolidWorks like you do today. Will directly detect the different time for the rebuilding of your project and so on. First of all, this project is something we opened for the first time inside SolidWorks with SWOOD 2020, and you see that the time of opening is between 15 to 20 seconds. The first rebuild now is done with more than 3 seconds, and we can see all the elements that we need to rebuild for that. When we do a second rebuild directly without changes, we can see that we considerably reduce the time of rebuilding, and we see that there is less elements rebuilding. Let's have a look now for the second opening. So we are going to save our elements and open again this project, like that's happened in your daily work when you work on different and several projects. So we just open again. First of all, we can see that the time of opening is divided by 2. So now we have less than 10 seconds to open this layout and assembly project. And the first rebuild after opening is also divided, because we know at this level that all the different level of project that was rebuilt the first time are now didn't have any change, and we can have a look just like that. So in addition of this performance analyzer and the enhancement done on the performance when you use SWOOD daily, we also had a script debugger to be able to check the different script and detect maybe some lag, some errors when you create your scripts, when you create your SWOODbox, your connectors, and your SWOOD model. So first of all, here again, this script debugger is directly available in the different tools, and we have the possibility when we rebuild to directly create some stops in our script to check at different level what's the impact of the script inside the different parameters. So here, when we change, we can see that we didn't go in this condition, but now we go inside and we have a change apply directly here. So here we do that directly in the SWOODbox level, but we can also do that on a full project with several SWOODbox, several features. And in the rebuild, we will go through all the different scripts, the possibility to ignore one and go directly to the one we want. And here again, just have some stop point to check different projects. We can also exclude different part of our checking, so and decide which feature we want to check and to debug. Let's see now another part of SWOOD design enhancement. So probably in 2019 version, the panel insertion with the handles that you can directly attach on the different plan of your project was the best enhancement we have done. This year, we have completed that with a preview of the panel and the possibility, just like that, when a panel has a specific cut that is oriented in the library, just to insert it again. So we just use this 2019 feature to insert a panel side and attach it. And with this little view, we can now see directly what will be the final shape on our project. So using the C key in this insertion, we'll directly now fix everything. And when we insert the same on the right side, we can see that the panel is flipped, it's upside down. So we can use again a shortcut that you can have a look on your panel view to directly rotate the panel and have it well oriented in the definition of our project. The second point will be linked to the renaming of the SolidWorks file using SWOOD. So from the beginning of SWOOD and the first version, we have a specific renaming to combine the different parts of the project to have a unique name and be sure that we have a unique component that you are able to customize at any time in your project. From SWOOD 2016, we also have combined that with, for the user of SolidWorks PDM, the possibility to use serial numbers saved in the PDM database. And in 2017, we also introduced some counters, so not directly on the name of the component, but the possibility to have a custom property linked to a counter with a prefix and a suffix. So this year, we will combine these two last level of customization with the possibility to rename automatically your SolidWorks component with a specific prefix and a counter, like we do with the reports, but directly inside the use of our directly the name of our SolidWorks component. So you can see that's available when we copy or insert a copy of our cabinet. This is also available when we insert a panel. And obviously, that will be also something we are able to do when we just drag and drop a specific SWOODbox in our project. So here again, we can see that our SWOODbox copy window, and we directly use a counter defined in our configuration to have our parts name updated with a specific serial we have done. So we have 3 levels of customization for that, and 3 levels of renaming on the project, on the subassembly, and on the part level. And like I explained, that's something we are able to do thanks to a mix between the PDM window we had for many years and the report counters and the possibility to create a prefix or a suffix with a numerical increment and a specific format. We are also able on request and after exchanging with your project manager to create specific user module to have a specific renaming for units. Let's have a look now on the next step with the edge band. And so we know that the edge banding feature in SWOOD is one of the best feature because it embeds a lot of information visible in the 3D environment of SolidWorks, but also in all the data we'll be able to export at the end for the report and for the production and manufacturing of your products. This year we had a new option to define an additional shape and have the possibility to define this shape in different position on the top, on the bottom, or in the middle of the panel to apply that on different edges to see if there is an impact of this shape on the bending or not, and of course define different profiling to SolidWorks sketches. I just want to specify that this new shape is linked to edge bender, CNC edge bender process. So that's really linked to what you have on your machine and what are the capability of your edge bender in the shop. So let's have a look first here how we are going to create our shape. So pretty easy for the one that know the profiles. We will use here again a specific sketch, a specific part with different sketch, and define just like that our definition. You can see that we link our sketch to our SolidWorks origin with the position in our panel for the bottom or for the top of the panel position, just like that. After, of course, we are able to rename our sketch, and we will just edit our HBand library and find our new button to create here again a new position, a new shape, sorry. So just give a name, give a specific position, define if we are able to do that on all the edges, of our stock panel with specific options here. See if we want to remove something on our edge band and select our specific part with all the sketches and select the shape we want to remove. So here we have a preview of what will be applied. And now let's have a look how we will be able to create that in our library. So of course, we'll first link our edge band, add in our edge band a new shape, and we'll have different options to be able to change the shape after insertion, and also what will be the behavior of the feature when the shape chosen is not allowed on an edge. So for example, on this edge band, we are just going to rename with the groove position, select our new edge band, and define that this will be an error when it's not allowed. So obviously, same type of application in our panel, just drag and drop, but we can see that when we, in addition of our top-bottom shape that we know for a long time, now we also have a groove applied. We have, of course, the possibility to rotate the position of the groove just by changing the orientation of the panel and define the top, flip the top and the bottom, and also do the same when we are able to change, for example, our length orientation to change the position of our edge band. Finally, if we change our grain direction or our length orientation, we will see that the edge band is not applied anymore because it's not allowed on this specific edge band. And we have an error message that we can see directly in the tree view and have the possibility at this time to select another edge, another shape that is available for this position. So just to summarize, this feature gives us now a possibility to embed more information on our edge band feature, with the possibility to also define more geometry in our parts. Of course, all the data we will create for this shape will be also available on our the SWOOD port, to be able to share that on the documents that we'll be able to share with the shop. And just to let you know, like we said, this feature is really linked to the edge bender CNC. So no link to machining will be able to do on a router, for example. So you still have the possibility to use the auto group feature in SWOODCAM, because these specific geometries will be directly excluded in the analysis we'll do for the auto group operation. Let's have a look now on the final feature with the panel manager, and the possibility, just like that, to have an auto orientation of our panels with specific rules, and also apply some material definition on a group of panel regarding different parameters. So, of course, one of the main advantages of SWOOD is to be embedded inside SolidWorks and to use many types of design process. So, for example, when we use a specific multi-body process and save the parts, we had to directly apply the orientation manually on all the panels and the material as well. Now you can see with that we can directly create our rules and give the orientation with the rules on all the panels. After that, we can also detect the panel with the wrong material and select the material just like that and change it. And also have a look on all the other panel that, for example, doesn't have any material applied, and select the specific material and just apply on all of them. Finally, for each individual panel, we have the options to select and switch the top orientation and the front edge definition just by clicking and selecting everything. So after validation, the material is applied, and when we edit our panel again, the orientation is correctly done regarding the rule we have defined with our panel manager. So that's end our announcements for SWOOD design. Let's go now with our SWOODCAM new feature. So first of all, for people that doesn't have SWOOD design but use the same methodology we discussed in SolidWorks to create the project, for example, with multi-body or in context definition, we also have created in SWOODCAM the possibility to have an automatic orientation with the rules we have seen just before. So in our origin definition, in addition of the link to SWOOD design and the selection orientation of origins, now we have the possibility again here to create some rules or to share some rules we have already done with the design, and just like that have the option to select what will be our body selection if we work in a multi-body, and also different options for the length orientation. So when we do that, we can directly select our good orientation and we can see directly that the program axis, the program origin is well defined. So now we can directly use our strategies and drag and drop, for example, our standard machining like a contour, a drilling, a pocket, and so on. So obviously on this part, we just have a contour, but we can just see that everything will be simulated correctly in the graphic view. But we will see also that as you know, we can save this SolidWorks part as a template with the possibility, just like that, to have all the standard CAM information and also the auto orientation definition directly done. So when we restart our project with our multi-body project and the possibility to save all the body as a component, we can select this template, and here directly we will be able to apply the rules because these rules will be done with our CAM orientation. So when I open a part and just come back on our CAM, so we have all the operation, and by rebuilding, the orientation is automatically done with our new definition. And of course, all the operation link to our geometry analysis, and our auto recognition of geometry is applied. We have also done an additional enhancement on the origin definition to be able to embed or not additional stock information coming from SWOOD design library, with the possibility to add or not our laminates and also our edge bending stock offset. So let's take a look on that. First, with our laminate application. So on this panel, we have bottom and top laminates. And when we just click on this, we can see that we change our definition of panel of program Z roof definition. So typically the thickness applied on the program. And if we come back after that in our edge bend definition, so we have the stock offset parameter to be able to manage the cut list information regarding the process on edge bender we will apply. So that's something we can directly see in the edit panel definition with the final panel and the cut list definition. And that's something we will be directly able to see again here in our program definition. So typically we do that to have the option to split the different process between the CNC process, the edge bender process, and the laminating process in any order we want, and always have the good stock dimension in our program. Another part of SWOOD CAM enhancement, and another thing that is really important for us, it's the pocket milling and the machine pocket milling. So one really good thing with SWOOD CAM is that it's a woodworking CAM application. So all the definition of our geometry of our operations, toolpaths, and so on are really linked to the need of woodworking. And one of the things very important is to have the possibility to communicate with the machine interface on the different brands like HOMAG, Styles, BSC, SCM, and so on. So this year we had the possibility to create new pocket definition and directly generate in our post-processor and in the code the language to communicate with our pockets, with the pocket macro defined in the software of your machine. So that's something we had already in 2018 version with Woodwork for HOMAG machines. But this year, you got the option to do that with many additional brands like IMA, NC Ops, that is your, for example, for Holzer, but also Maestro for SCM, TPA for Felder or Buzzelato, and BS with the possibility to do that on BSolid and BSC Works. Of course, that will need an update of post-processor that we have to discuss before to apply anything on that. So for now, we have seen many enhancements on the panel definition with the SWOOD design and the SWOOD CAM enhancement, but we of course know that the CAM software is our CAM solution is able to go up to 5-axis simultaneous toolpaths, and for that we have a first roofing operation that is available. So this year in SWOOD 2020, we changed our view regarding the definition of roofing operation, and we had the option to embed now different draft and in the part definition, and we check that in a better way that we used to do in the previous version. So for example, here we have a draft on the bottom side, and we'll be able to exclude that directly. We also embed here our the stock extension that you are able to define on the panel with SWOOD Design, or in the stock extension defined in the CAM program origin. And we can have a better definition of roofing operation just like that. In addition of that, one of really cool enhancement this year is that we have a material removal material simulation available with SWOOD 2020. So we can now see from the stock panel our definition. We can also have the detection of the waste and see it or not. We are able to detect the collision. We can see and compare our final simulation with our original SolidWorks file, and we can do that also with specific profile tools to see directly the final shape of our project, of our part, sorry. So let's have a look here in a specific handrail that will also embed some 5-axis and a profile definition. So in the previous simulation, we just see the tool paths just like that with, for example, the roofing, go to the next tool very quickly with our simulation toolbar. But this year, when you do a right click on your program, you have a second process of simulation, and you can see now that we directly start from our stock material with texture embed inside SolidWorks, and all the operations are also available to go to the next one, and the possibility to directly move to the next tool. So the toolbar is still available, but we have more visibility of what will happen really on the CNC, because here we are able to simulate the full tool path with the removal material. So let's just finish with our profile tool. And at the end, we'll just pre-cut the part to be able to finish it easily on manually after that. Okay, so that's finish our presentation for SWOOD Design and SWOOD CAM. And like I said, we also have this year additional tools around SWOOD that will be available. And first of all, you have to know that this year in our standard library that we provide, we have added additional components in the connector library from for manufacturers. So just to have a look when we come here in our connectors library. So we have really complete all the connectors with all the type of different hardware and also standard parametric rules for the catalog of Lamello, of EF, OVO as well. As you can see, we also have embedded directly the PDF that are available from a right click. So here we can have a look on this if definition. And obviously, same way to insert that by drag and drop, or here by using multiple insertion with face selection. So let's grab directly a specific parametric rule with a pattern of components. And of course, we will see directly that we have also embed the different component inside the definition of our connectors to have them available in the 3D view, in the bill of material, and in the reporting at the end. The next tool is is something we have created to be able to directly import a tool library from different machine brands. So we have defined this quick import tool just like that. So you can see here we start directly with our definition of library from the CAM that is empty. But we have this new tool where we are able to define a new library name to select which type of library we are going to define. And just like that, we are able to select a specific folder from the machine, select the aggregates and the drilling head prefix to directly rename it. And just by updating it, we can see how many tools we are going to create. And just like that, we are going to create our new library. So when we come back to our library here, we can see all the definition of tools that are done. And we can have a look also all the aggregates defined just like that. So here we have a full library from a standard BSC machine. So we have a lot of information, and of course, all the definition of geometry, of technology with the spindle speed and the feed rate are also available in the library. All right, so that's ended our presentation of SWOOD 2020 enhancement and what's new. So I hope you have seen a lot of things that will be useful for your use of SWOOD, and you enjoy this presentation. Like I said in the introduction of this presentation, this is a pilot episode regarding a full series that we will do during April. Just to let you know, there is 2 other webinars next week. There's 2 other webinars next week on Tuesday and Thursday. So the first one will be a global SWOOD presentation with different topic regarding our customers and also what are the different modules and the features embed. And after we'll go more in details on the first 2 steps when you start to use the solution and so on. And you will have a full definition, a full presentation of the next webinar on Tuesday during the SWOOD presentation as well. So to finish, thank you again for your time this morning and for your attention to this presentation. And hope to see you next Tuesday on the next webinar for this series of Game of SWOOD webinars. Thank you again. Take care, stay safe, and see you soon. Bye-bye.